Is this on? Is this on? Hello, are you there? Wake up. The Panda Photographer here, and I just want to talk to you guys as photographer to photographer about time-lapse and night photography. Are the two actually related to each other? Is there a right and wrong in doing time-lapse or long exposures? Now you might be surprised by the answer that I'm going to give you, but other than that, please hit the subscribe button. If you want, hit the notification button, but we all know that it's broken. Thanks, YouTube. Share the content, like the comment, leave your comments down below, but don't run anywhere quickly just yet. I do want to have this discussion about time lapses and long exposures as night photography. Is there any right or wrong from it, or is there any differences between the two? So, other than that, let's get into this and what's up, everyone? Panda Photographer. It's a beautiful April 5th golden hour, and let's talk about time-lapse and night photography. Is it related to each other? Hello, everyone. Panda Photographer here, and we are doing time-lapse today. And right now, I'm waiting for the sun to down a little bit. I already got the golden hour time-lapse for this, but I want to talk to you guys about my time-lapse, my composition. I want to talk about this scene for today, and it's going to be a somewhat an amazing time-lapse clip. Now, I am going to tell you I'm using 18 mil, not 20 mil, not 22 mil, not 24 mil, but I am going to be using 18 mil. Get this shot because basically from this shot, from this point of view, I can get both of the trains coming in my direction and the opposite direction. I can get the buildings in the background, and in my foreground I can get all the cars and the trains, and I can get all the buildings in the background. Makes a nice little cityscape, but that's why I use an 18 mil. What's up, everyone? Welcome back. I'm glad that you stayed tuned to the video. So let's talk about time-lapse and night photography. Is there a right or wrong in doing time-lapse and long exposures as night photography? And the answer is no, because it's based on preference and taste. You might not like shooting at f8 or f5.6 or 7.1 or f11. You might not want to shoot at ISO 100. You might want to shoot with ISO 80. With some of our cameras that we have, most of us do not have the option to shoot at ISO 50, 80, but we do have the option to shoot at ISO 100. Now, when it comes down to shutter speeds and how long you want that long exposures to be added to your time lapse, because they are all the same. Time lapse, night photography, long exposures, they are the same. So there's no difference. But I do have to say, when it comes down to the shutter speeds, it may vary. You might want to shoot at 5 seconds. You may want to shoot at 2.5 seconds. You may want to shoot at 2 seconds. You may want to shoot at 10 seconds. But it's based on taste. But it's also based on the location that you select. So if I were you, do allow to scouting first, because it's going to help distinguish you from the rest of the photographers out there that are looking for an amazing time lapse or amazing long exposures or the best night photography images that you can produce and show to your audience on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or even on this platform, YouTube. But what I recommend, guys, before you do any of the long exposures, make sure that lenses are clean, batteries are charged. Make sure that you bring a shutter remote release. That's going to help eliminate some of that camera shake, because we all know that we don't want camera shake in our long exposures, because you don't want to actually go out and come back home and then you get upset that you have blurry images. So bring a very sturdy tripod. Make sure that if you don't have a high quality tripod like some of us out there, and please do note that bring a book bag with some weights, so you can add weights to that tripod, so it will help stabilize that tripod in your long exposures. I do definitely recommend a wide angle lens when doing long exposures or time lapses, because you really want to emphasize and get the scene in the frame, and make sure that you got the composition right. Make sure you can choose low composition or high compositions. If you are going to choose high compositions, try to get into the parking lots, look down at the street or whatever, subway, buses, traffic, people, light of the buildings. It really helps. This is where a wide angle lens comes in as well too, so it helps grasp all of that in the scene. But if you're doing a street level, I like to get low. I do like to get low. Sometimes I like to be elevated sometimes, but it depends on the shot. Now, bring extra batteries, as I said, as I recommended. Bring a nice ball head, but night photography, long exposures, and time lapses are all in one family. They all are like brothers and sisters and cousins. They all get along. They all try to get along, but everyone in this community as photographers always bigger and say, oh, you're doing long exposures wrong, but there's no right or wrong in doing time lapse. It's based on preference, ladies and gentlemen. So if you shoot with a Nikon Canon, you might have the flexibility to shoot at ISO 80 or ISO 50. If you shoot with the Canon, you might not have that option to shoot at ISO 100. So if you shoot in the Sony, you know you have the flexibility to go all the way down to ISO 50. But it's all about using what you have. Now, doesn't matter if it's full frame or crop sensor. No, it doesn't matter either. But if you are using full frame, more power to you. But if you are using crop sensor, I definitely recommend buying a wide angle lens for crop sensor, so there's no distortion, or eliminate some of that distortion. Make sure you can buy Samyang optics, and I'm not sponsored by Samyang. I'm not putting a plug for Samyang. I'm just telling you that Samyang has some of the great options out there to shoot long exposures and get a lot in the frame. But utilize all the megapixels in the crop sensor, so when you are doing time lapse, you can use it as a 4K video, you can use it as a 1440 video quality, you can use it as 1080p quality, and so forth. But sorry about that, everyone in the background noise. You got crackheads around this terrible city of San Jose. But I really want to emphasize, guys, thank you for watching. Hit the notification button, hit the like button. If the notification button works, more power to you. But we all know it's broken, YouTube. So anyway, share the content, leave the comments down below, hit the like button, everyone. But if you guys want to support this channel financially, hit that PayPal donation link down in the descriptions below. All my social media links are down below as well. So with that said, eat, sleep, photography, videography, and repeat. And I'll see you guys in the next videos. Take care.